On November 24, 1971, the day before Thanksgiving, a man in a suit and dark sunglasses boarded Northwest Orient Airlines Flight 305 in Portland, Oregon. He carried a briefcase and looked like any other businessman, but within hours, he would commit one of the most daring crimes in American history, hijacking a plane, demanding a ransom of $200,000 and then disappearing forever. His name? D.B. Cooper, or at least, that's what the world came to call him. To this day, no one knows who he was, where he came from, or what became of him. The flight was a short trip from Portland to Seattle, only about 30 minutes long. After takeoff, Cooper quietly passed a note to a flight attendant. At first, she assumed it was his phone number, but when she tucked it away, he leaned closer and said, "Miss, you'd better look at that note. I have a bomb." Inside his briefcase, he showed her red sticks and wires. Whether real or fake, no one knows. Cooper then calmly issued his demands: $200,000 in cash, 4 parachutes, and a fuel truck ready in Seattle to refuel the plane for a longer trip. Despite the danger, passengers weren't told what was happening. Many thought the delay in Seattle was just routine. The crew worked with the FBI and the airline, who scrambled to meet Cooper's demands. When the plane landed, the ransom and parachutes were delivered. Cooper released the 36 passengers unharmed, but kept the crew aboard. With the money in hand, Cooper instructed the pilots to take off again, this time heading south toward Mexico City. He demanded the plane fly low, at 10,000 feet, with the landing gear down and the cabin unpressurized. Somewhere over the dense forests of Washington, in heavy rain and freezing winds, Cooper opened the rear staircase of the Boeing 727. With $200,000 strapped to him, worth over $1 million today, he jumped into the night. When the plane landed hours later, Cooper was gone. No trace of him was found on board, and despite an immediate search, he seemed to have vanished into thin air. The FBI launched one of the longest and most extensive manhunts in U.S. history. Thousands of people were investigated, from military paratroopers to escaped criminals. The search focused on a rugged area near the Columbia River, where Cooper was believed to have landed. But the wilderness was unforgiving. Thick forests, freezing temperatures, and dangerous rivers. Many experts doubted he could have survived. For years, no solid evidence surfaced. Then, in 1980, a young boy camping with his family discovered 3 bundles of decaying $20 bills buried along the Columbia River, still wrapped in rubber bands. They matched the serial numbers of Cooper's ransom money. This discovery reignited the mystery, but it raised more questions than answers. Had Cooper drowned, or had he buried the money himself? Over the decades, countless suspects have been named. Richard McCoy, a Vietnam veteran who hijacked a plane in a nearly identical fashion just months later. Kenneth Christensen, a former airline employee who fit the description. Even theories about Cooper being an ex-CIA agent, or that he was a skilled skydiver who pulled off the ultimate escape. But despite all the theories, no suspect has ever been definitively linked to the crime. In 2016, after 45 years, the FBI officially closed the case, admitting they may never solve it. More than 50 years later, the legend of D.B. Cooper continues to grow. Was he a clever criminal who escaped with a fortune, or a desperate man who never survived the jump? The mystery has inspired books, films, and endless speculation. But one thing is certain: D.B. Cooper remains the only person in U.S. history to successfully hijack a commercial airliner and escape without a trace. And unless new evidence is found, his true identity may remain one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of all time.